Convocation and get rid of all the speeches and have some fun conversation with the kids. But that I said would be someday. आज तो आपको झेलना पड़ेगा. Mr. Shantmanu, the Director General of Nift, Professor Vandana Narang, Dean Academics of Nift, Professor Dr. Godiwala, Campus Director, Professor Dr. Rupa Agarwalji, Head Cluster, all the distinguished faculty members, and really the reason that we are all here, all the graduating students of Nift Mumbai, a very, very big congratulations to all of you and my best wishes for an absolutely glorious career that awaits you as you come out from your college into the real world. I'm so delighted to be a part of this program, not only because I'm a Mumbaikar, but also because I see tremendous potential in the soft power that each one of you is representing, each one of you is taking back from you, from this, from the Nift education that you have all been privileged to get. And therefore, while I would have liked to be really coming to your campus and getting a feel of what you are doing, I was told the auditorium is still being constructed and we'll have to make do with this program today at Sophia College, Sophia Auditorium. But truly, I would look forward to visiting your campus, connecting with all of you, getting to know what you all are doing there. And I'm sure it must have been a delightful experience that each one of you enjoyed during the course of your education. Sometimes makes one pretty jealous of the fact that I personally never really experienced campus life. I was always a home bird studying from colleges as a day scholar. And that's something that always will remain as a little bit of a missing element in my life. But I believe all of you are very, very privileged to be students of Nift Mumbai. I was trying to get an assessment of the rankings before I came here. Mr. Shantmanu alluded to that. But even though I'm a North Indian, मेरी कर्म भूमि जन्म भूमि सब मुंबई है, तो I would always give the first rank to the Mumbai Nift. And as our young boy, Miss Verma, Mohit said, हम सब आपको झेल रहे हैं, मेरे भी दो बच्चे हैं आप लोग की उम्र के, तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है झेलना. But truly a outstanding institution which has made a mark for itself. And going forward, I'm sure each one of you will make this country proud for all the work that you will do, for all the achievements that I can see ahead of you. As Ralph Lauren had once said, I don't design clothes, I design dreams. And I think that was the mood that was reflected, that each one of you is a dreamer. You come up with new ideas, new concepts, new designs. Probably at some stage, each one of you will be helping Mumbai's Bollywood come up with new fashion, new clothing. I'm told one of your Nift graduates has also designed the clothes for the famous wedding yesterday of Alia Bhatt and Ranbir Kapoor. It's a Nift graduate, Sabyasachi, Nift Kolkata. So when are we going to see some Nift Mumbai graduates design the next big marriage in Bollywood? I'd love to know and hear about that in the near future. But as you start this new journey, all the 627 students, I think we'll all have to keep in mind a few basic elements that I hope you take back from your college. I hope you introduce in your own work, in your lives. And that is about creating a high standard of excellence in whatever work you do, whatever you pursue in your life. You are the future leaders of this country. Some of you may even become politicians. Some of you may join public service. Some of you may go all over the world internationally for further studies. You may work in India, you may work in other parts of the world. Everywhere you go, every work that you do, you'll be an ambassador of Nift, an ambassador of India. You'll be talking and telling and showcasing the India strength, the India story. And therefore, in whatever you do going forward, I would urge each of you to look at the highest standards of excellence, reflecting the rich tradition of India, reflecting our rich culture, our heritage, and the education that you have received in this wonderful institution. In fact, I was just now, while talking about the institute, I was told that the large number of students here are girls. The larger size of the batch are girls. And I think that sensitivity that each one of you represents, I'm sure the boys are also very sensitive, but I would think that all of you, as students of design, students who've worked with artisans, with weavers, who've gone for practical training, probably to tribal areas, each one of you reflect a deep sensitivity. And that sensitivity will be showcased both in your designs, in the quality of the work that you do, and in also your effort to give back to your institution, to give back to your nation. I was hearing the pledge that you have just taken. By the way, why do you take the pledge twice? You want to reinforce whatever you are telling them and make sure that they follow those high ethics? All right. No, but I was hearing the pledge very carefully, and it does show that the expectation from each one of you is to maintain very high standards, very high ethics, but also become good citizens of the country. Give back to your nation, give back to the less privileged sections of society also. And therefore, this sensitivity, I think, is going to hold you in very, very big stead. It's going to be very important in your life, how you treat your workmen or women, how you treat the weavers with whom you'll be working, how you will ensure that they get a fair value for whatever work they are doing. And as you graduate into the real world, come out of the college, come out of the sphere of education, where to some extent we are protected. I think in the real world, these are the elements that will define or differentiate a Nift graduate from any other young boy or girl who comes out of different colleges and is serving the field of fashion. Of course, graduation is a very, very bittersweet moment. It's sweet in the sense that you've completed your studies, you're going to get into the real world, experiment with your ideas, achieve outstanding results. But I'm sure you'll miss your colleagues, your fellow students, all the bonds of friendship, all the wonderful relationships that you've built up. I was wondering whether I will also get to taste that Maggie that Mohit was just talking about. Or do I have to come to the campus for that? But I believe you've been having some fun through your programs like Convergence, where it's all fun and frenzy and a lot of passion and pride. It's going to be very, very sweet memories that you will take back from the institution. And I have been appealing to all the alumni of Nift and that was the meetings that Shantamanuji was alluding to. I think as alumni of Nift, do consider giving back to those who do not get a chance for such high quality education. Maybe adopt some cluster of weavers, maybe spend some time during the course of your year, a day a week, a day a month, maybe a day a quarter, whatever, in seeing how you can contribute to upskilling, reskilling of our workmen, how you can educate them to do their work better, how you can introduce elements of fashion to them, how you can help them improve their income levels, maybe by slight modifications on their design, better packaging, branding, marketing. These are areas which you as students of Nift have got an exposure to. But there are millions of artisans in this country who would probably not understand the real value of their art. And I think as the privileged lot comes out of Nift, you have an opportunity to give back to the real stakeholders of this industry. I'm sure Nift graduates will also consider giving back to the organization. I've been suggesting that we should have more hybrid courses. We should have more courses where we have a mix of online and offline education so that more and more students can get the benefit of the high quality of education that Nift offers you. I'm given to understand that from July, it has been planned to start some new courses for handloom weavers, for handicraft artisans, and these will be exclusive certificate courses, which will be carried out in all the campuses. Possibly some part would be offline, some part would be at the campus. And in this, I think many of you could also contribute, could also help in designing the courses, help in making them very practically oriented, help by becoming teachers yourself for these handicraft artisans or handloom weavers who really deserve a better deal in their life also. And I would urge the alumni, I've requested Vandana ji and her team to reach out to the thousands of young boys and girls who have already graduated from Nift over the last many years. And it'll be great if all of you also keep at the back of your mind some element of giving back to your institution, to your alma mater. In fact, whatever feedback I have received about the work that Nift graduates do has been phenomenal. Many of you will become startup entrepreneurs. Many of you will set up your own design houses. Many of you will work for larger organizations. But I think collectively, we all, and it's the young boys and girls who are going to make that decision and who are going to make that dream come true. We have to see how we can make India the fashion capital of the world. We have all the skill sets. You are capable, you are competent, you know it can be done. You have the ideas, you have the artistic instinct in you. It's truly possible. And when I see such bright young boys and girls, when I see the good work that Nift is doing, whether it's the India Size project or the Ustad project or the Vision XT project, all of these are going to be game changers in India. But whether we'll be able to take it to the last man across the country, whether we'll be able to take it to the nook and corners of the country, that would only be possible when all of you become a part of these movements. When that culture of recognizing talent, recognizing fashion becomes all pervasive in the country, I have no doubt, given the track record of what some of our eminent designers, many of whom are also Nift graduates, have done, I really believe that India should aspire to take our soft power across the world. We need many more startup entrepreneurs like your Mayank Tiwari, whom I think I got a chance to know more about him when I visited Nift, Delhi. He started the Resha Mandi. Manish Tiwari, he started a concept called Resha Mandi, in which he's tried to disrupt the silk supply chain through an app-based solution. And these are the kind of new ideas that I would encourage all of you to experiment with. And as students of this wonderful institution, I do believe you have an excellent grounding or grooming to be able to achieve these outstanding results that is expected of each one of you. Journey ahead is going to be full of turbulent times also, but also a lot of satisfaction for the work that you will do. I hope many of you become job creators. I hope many of you create labels, create design houses, innovate, take an initiative to take India to the rest of the world, lead from the front in terms of engaging with modern technology, look at the overall sector and see how we can take it forward, how we can make this really something that goes across oceans and the world recognizes India as a fashion house. And I think we should, at some stage, also see whether fashion across the world can be defined by our Indian offerings. It's quite possible. I mean, I'd love to see the day when our sari or our salwar kameez or any of our indigenously designed products, what we saw outside, for example, the Kolhapuri chappals. It's something I've been telling my colleagues in the Commerce Ministry to focus on. I see no reason, looking at the beautiful designs of our Kolhapuri chappals, why we can't be doing billions of dollars of export of Kolhapuri chappals. They're comfortable, they're beautifully designed, they are quite long-lasting. I remember as a young college student, we used to go from college to Kolaba Causeway, which had a number of these Kolhapuri shops to buy Kolhapuri chappals. I don't know whether they still exist. I haven't ventured out for probably a few decades now that side. But I did have a chance to go to some place near Shirdi where the Paithani saris were being made. And this is about 10 or 12 years ago, even before I became a minister. And I do recall that it's very nice to see the work of art that our artisans are doing in the various parts of the country. And this is what should motivate us, drive us to really aspire big. I had at one occasion told the Nift graduates, the alumni of the institution, that if each one of us comes up with new ideas, new thoughts, new ways of increasing the incomes of our weavers and artisans, and we keep a very modest target, even 1,000 rupee increase in their income every month can be really a game changer in their lives. And it's not difficult. If we apply our mind collectively, it will not be difficult to help our artisans and weavers increase their income at least by 1,000 rupees a month. And if we all were to collectively work towards that, we were to make it a mission of our life, each one of you could decide, you can say, I want to make only 5 weavers really become self-sufficient, their families earning good income, their children getting a good future, handhold them, support them, encourage them. We can really do wonderful work as a team. 627 students is really a huge, powerful body of individuals over the 2 years that you've completed your education. I'm happy to share with you that whereas earlier there were some concerns about the University Grants Commission recognition of our degree, we now have all our degrees. We had our design course was of course already UGC recognized, but now your Bachelor of Fashion Technology, your Master of Fashion Technology, and your Master of Fashion Management, All 3 degrees are also UGC recognized, which will give you a good opportunity as you go into the real world, maybe get into research, go for higher studies, take admission in universities across the world. I think the UGC recognition of this degree will also help you do better. I have left a small task for Vandana ji before I'll be leaving your wonderful program. Of course, I've come to Sophia Auditorium many times, but usually to see a play. This is a place where a lot of Hindi and Marathi and Gujarati English plays used to be held. And I used to live just a stone's throw. I could walk down from my house. Even now, I think I can walk down from my home. It's not too far, probably 300-400 meters from here or 500 meters from here. But those good old days of luxury of coming to watch plays is now over. But good to see a convocation being held in this wonderful location. But I've left behind a task with Madam Vandana ji, that if we can look at standardizing all the courses of fashion design being conducted all across the country, including in the private colleges, maybe something which will be worthwhile. You may like to take a call whether Nift would head it or an independent body of experts can head it. But let's all try to bring in an element of uniformity and help improve the value of education that our students are getting. So wonderful to interact and meet with all of you. Sorry, thoda zyada gyan de diya, but I think it's an important occasion in your life. Good to see that you've changed from your gowns in this heat. It would have been terrible to wear that huge gown. But the flip side is they can't throw their hats into the... So maybe you'll have to look at some combos to give them an opportunity to enjoy getting out of the gowns. It's a lovely design that you've made, but there has to be some photo opportunity, which will be more exciting. Thank you very much, friends, for giving me this opportunity to meet with all of you. I pray and wish for your success. May God really bestow His finest and choicest blessings on all of you so that each one of you is a success story and makes this country really proud of your achievements. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Piyush Goyal, for your inspiring and insightful convocation address, your gracious presence here, for your good wishes and for being the warm and wonderful Mumbaikar as always. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, we'd like to announce and recognize the presence of Mrs. Meher Castellino, the diva of fashion sitting right there. Shri Piyush Goyal, she is a person who has really built up the fashion industry over the years when she first became the Feminine Miss India many, many years ago. And from there on, has written books about fashion that are part of the study curriculum of fashion institutes and curated many fashion shows herself. She's a member of the advisory board of several fashion institutes and a person who always believes in giving back to fashion. I call her the diva of fashion. Welcome, ma'am. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for you to graduate. Okay, you've been waiting for that for 4 years. Time is right now, the place is here. Oh, 6 years, okay, fine, I forgot the pandemic. It's like it never happened. Being here with all your energy is like it never happened. So that's what your energy does. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall begin with the class of 2020. The Best Academic Performance Awards, batch-wise, and the graduating batches. Let's begin with the class of 2020, Fashion Design. I'd like to request Ms. Shankalina Chaudhary, Assistant Professor and Center Coordinator, Fashion Design, to kindly come on stage together with the team. Professor Dr. Patricia Samod, Dr. Kundalata Mishra, Associate Professor, Ms. Sneha Bhatnagar, Assistant Professor, Ms. Shweta Rangnikar, Assistant Professor, Ms. Neena Lokare, Assistant Professor, Ms. Sangeeta Das Chaudhary, Assistant Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, could we have a round of applause as our faculty, as our teachers take the stage? I think they deserve at least that. The best academic performance, fashion design, class of 2020 goes to Vaishali Dodeja. And I'll now call on stage the class of 2020, Astha Jain, Aishani Srivastav, Anaga Patil, Anisha Bagchandani, Anushka Nair, Arunima Jain, Avni Narayan, Bhavika Singla, Disha Indoria, Divya Murak, Elena Datta, Prashil Gangale, Neha Harwani, Hindvi Gadri, Imam Malik, Janvi Vikaria, Janvi Gohel, Kajol Sahu, Mapsurkar Komal, Mahima R. Khare, Megha Luthra, Megha Modi, Payal Parida, Preksha Vora, Quadrus Nicole, Riddhi Patel, Sakshi Surana, Sharon Brodricks, Shubhangi Nerate, Tanvi Namaye, Vidisha Goyal, Aditi Mane, Akanksha Sharma, Ansi Sani, Anjali Bharti, Ashlesha Patil, Devesh Varma, Devashri, Dhanashri Kadlag, Harshin R, Isha Rege, Janvi Majithia, Komtar Carlo, Karan Junjunwala, Kriti Das, Kriti Shanbag, Medha Raj, Ojaswi, Shahai, Pritham P, Ruchita Kar, Saili Borkar, Sharon Sedana, Shivani Harne, Shivani Priya, Shreya Parashkar, Shilpita Gogoi, Kulkarni Swara, Vaishali Dudeja, Vasundhara Damija, and Yaikom Sushil. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2020, fashion design. And I shall now request the center coordinator, Ms. Shankhalina Chaudhary, assistant professor and course coordination, to kindly receive the certificates of the graduating students on behalf of the entire class. Congratulations to the fashion design class of 2020. You are now graduates. Thank you. Photographers, can they leave? Thank you. We move on to textile design. I'll invite on stage the center coordinator, Mohammad Javed, associate professor, together with Professor Dr. Kislaya Chaudhary, Dr. Reena Agarwal, Associate Professor, Mr. Sandeep Kedile, Associate Professor, Dr. Akanksha Nautiyal, Assistant Professor, Mr. Nitin Rangadal, Assistant Professor, Mr. Sayandeep Devnath, Assistant Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, the best academic performance, textile design class of 2020 goes to Bhakti Tulsian. Congratulations, Bhakti. And now let's welcome the entire class on stage. Aditya Kumbhare, Alang Krita, Anurag Singh, Aparna Pandey, Apurva Pandey, Ayushi Bhakti Tulsian, Dipanshu Kumar, Drishti Jaggi, Isha Gaur, Garvi Rathod, Gayatri Gogoi, Harshita Chaudhary, Himakshi Devi, Juhi Nishad, Khushbu, Khushi Singhal, Kriti Bakshi, Lakshya Mahavar, Maitreya Arora, Mohammad Aftab, Paresha Bedi, Patankar Pradnya, Pragati Mohapatra, Preeti Goswami, Riddhi Yadav, Rima Hazowari, Samiksha Nagpal, Shimanshi Priya, Shivangi Makwana, Shrestha Roy, Siddhant Abhinav, Tanishk Jain, Vaibhavi Neorekar, Vidhi Palan. Okay, that's the entire class. The class of 2020 Textile Design, I shall request Associate Professor Mohammad Javed, the Center Coordinator, to kindly receive the graduation certificates on behalf of the entire class. Congratulations to the class of 2020. Thank you. Okay, we move on to fashion communication. I'll invite the center coordinator, Ms. Sushmita Das, associate professor, to kindly come on stage, leading her team of teachers. Ms. Sushma Saitwal, associate professor. Mr. Vinesh Thapre, associate professor. Ms. Suruchi Banerjee Dashmana, assistant professor. And the award for the best academic performance, fashion communication, goes to Mihika Maheshwari. Congratulations, Mihika, as we welcome her classmates on stage. Ashima Kapoor, Abhisheka Bhatia, Akshay Raj Patil, Amrendra Singh, Anushka Khokar, Anuriti Sarkar, Avni Jain, Diksha Jagtap, Harshita Chahal, Kamdar Hitanshi, Kanishka Rastogi, Kartik Khemani, Krizan D'Souza, Mihika Maheshwari, Neha Harith, Niharika Mayuri, Nikita Singh Thapa, Nitya Baid, Nitya Paul, Rasika Marathe, Sandhya Yadav, Sanjana Urval, Sejal Balwada, Shreya Agarwal, Shreya Tingal, Shreyoshi Mitra, Shrishti Kundu, Abhishek Yadav, Aditi Patharia, Ankit Kumar, Anshima Yadav, Apeksha Dhavle, Beneath Kaur, Drishya Subramanyam, Ishani Jutani, Hansa Hatrote, Himani Singh, Kathleen Lancelot, Ketki Ujjankar, Lisa Meherman, Mohit Navya B. Anand, Ritika Lohia, Saloni Sultania, Samruddhi Jadhav, Sharmishta Samanta, Shreya Majumdar, S.K. Kunayan Afzal, Swakshari Somkumar, Tanya Khurana, and Vidushi Rai. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the class of 2020 Fashion Communication. May I request the center coordinator to kindly receive the certificates on behalf of the entire class from our distinguished minister and our guests. Ms. Sushmita Das, associate professor, to receive the certificates on behalf of the entire class. Congratulations to our graduating batch as we welcome our next department, Knitwear Design. I'll request Mr. Abhishek Bajaj, Center Coordinator and Assistant Professor, to kindly come on stage with his team. Associate Professor, Mr. Dhanraj Survase, Associate Professor, Bhavna Dubey, Assistant Professor, Tulika Tandon. And the award for the best academic performance, Knitwear Design class of 2020, goes to Yashvi Botra. Congratulations, Yashvi. And let's welcome her classmates on stage: Aditi Gada, Akanksha Varma, Anuja Mulik, Arzita Borgai, Ashika P, Avi Roy, Charu Saini, Heth Tanna, Jolly Kujur, Lisa Jarwal, Meenakshi Karmchandani, Neha Pavaskar, Nikita Jain, Nishita Jain, Palak Gupta, Parushi Garg, Pranita Jampal, Preeti Kadam, Rashmi Giri, Rajendra, Renu Yadav, Ria Rajiv, Richa, Saini Sagar, Saloni Agarwal, Sheldon Bhutia Wangmo, Shreya Modi, Gajarmal Shruti, Stevina Rachel Jacob, Tanushka Jagtap, Udita Sonavane, Utkarsha Vatkar, Solanki Vasundara, and Yashvi Botra. The class of 2020 Knitwear Design, I commend them to your applause. And I shall request Mr. Abhishek Bajaj, Center Coordinator, to kindly come and receive the certificates from our honored guests. Congratulations to our graduating batch. We now move on to accessory design. I shall request Mr. Shripadi Bhatt, Center Coordinator and Assistant Professor, to kindly lead his team on stage. Mr. Kumar Sudipta, Assistant Professor, Mr. Somnath Mane, Assistant Professor, Ms. Pallavi Rani, Assistant Professor, Ms. Madhupriya, Assistant Professor, and Dr. Harish Banga, Assistant Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, the best academic performance accessory design goes to Sunaina Dash. Congratulations, Sunaina. And let's welcome our team on stage, the students of this class: Arushi Agrawal, Akanksha Motwani, Anu Kumari, Anurati Saxena, Arushi Bhavya Mathur, Bhumika Singh, Garasia Chittali Ben, Garima Chauhan, Khyati Garg, Kirti Kumari, Abhimanyu Kumar Saxena, Manvi Mehta, Megha Chattani, Mithul Jain, Nimisha Kapil, Pralakshi Gangwar, Pranjal Gogoi, Prerna Bele, Priya Varma, Rini Ravi, Mansi Sadhu, Sakshi Singh, Shukla Sartak, Shivani Patil, Sugandh Makwana, Sumit Sharma, Sunaina Dash, Suryansh Sharma, Varshika Agarwal, and Yuthika Sharma. Ladies and gentlemen, I commend the class of 2020 accessory design to your applause. I shall request our center coordinator, Mr. Shripadi Bhatt, to kindly receive the certificates from the Honorable Minister. Congratulations to our new graduates. Thank you. We move on to Bachelor of Fashion Technology, and I'll request Mr. Nitin U. Salve, Center Coordinator, Assistant Professor, to kindly come on stage, together with Professor Dr. Jomichan Pathachil, Dr. Ranjan Kumar Saha, Professor, Ms. Kavita Pathare, Associate Professor, Ms. Aboli Naik, Associate Professor, and Dr. Rashmi Thakur, Assistant Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, the award for the best academic performance fashion technology goes to Astha Sharma. Congratulations, Astha, as we welcome your classmates on stage: Adish Jain, Astha Sharma, Abhishek Nirala, Aditya Dravid, Akshay Ganesh, Amandeep Singh, Amitesh Ranjan, Amrita, Anshuman Arya, Astuti Khan, Devesh Kumar, Akash Gaikwad, Ishika Sharma, Kanika Patel, Madhur Sharma, Meghna Verma, Nikita Bansiwal, Prachi, Pratiksha Pimparkar, Rakshit Shankar, Raktima Mitra, Richa Kumari, Rishi Raj, Sanvriti Rana, Samya Gautam, Sheetal Chaudhary, Shivani Gupta, Shubham, Shrishti Gupta, and Tanaya Deshpande. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2020 apparel production. A warm round of applause as I invite Mr. Nitin U. Salve, Center Coordinator, Assistant Professor, to kindly receive the certificates for this class from the Honorable Minister. Congratulations to the class of 2020. We move on to Master of Design. I'll request Mr. Nitin Kulkarni, Center Coordinator and Associate Professor, Dr. Sharmila Dua, Professor Dr. Rupa Agrawal, Head Cluster, and Dr. Rashmi Gulati, Associate Professor, to kindly come on stage as we invite our graduates forward. Ladies and gentlemen, the Best Academic Performance Award, Master of Design Space, goes to Namrata Singh. Congratulations, Namrata, and welcome the class of 2020 on stage. Aarti Barde, Atmika, Aveg Kunal, Akanksha, Anushka Yadav, Anuja Sukhwal, Archie Soni, Bhavika Ghate, C. Swati, Pranjali Dahale, Deepshika Jangid, Dhirendra Kumar, Divij Deswal, Khushbu, Madhumita Jain, Manisha Trivedi, Megha Muskan Agrawal, Namrata Singh, Neha Singh, Nikesh Nagdeote, Parul Dang, Purvi Tandon, Pragya Sharma, Praveen Devangan, Rishab, Shivangi Garg, Suchitra Khaka, Suhani Sridhar, B. Sumedha, and Velisetti Mukesh Saicharan. Ladies and gentlemen, Master of Design class of 2020, please put your hands together for this wonderful class. As I invite Associate Professor Mr. Nitin Kulkarni to kindly come up and receive the certificates from the Honorable Minister. Congratulations to the graduating class. We move on to Master in Fashion Management, and I'll invite on stage Dr. Sonali Saldana, Center Coordinator, MFM and Associate Professor, Dr. Sushil Raturi, Associate Professor, Dr. Lipi Chaudhary, Dr. Tanmay Khandekar, Associate Professor, Mr. Sachin Bhatnagar, Assistant Professor, Mr. Yashwant Misale, Assistant Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, the award for Best Academic Performance, Master of Fashion Management, goes to Prerna Jain. Let's put our hands together for her. She is not here at present, tied up otherwise in honorable pursuits, so we'll put our hands together for her as I invite the class on stage. Afrin Ansari, Atrey Das, Aishwarya Chandok, Aishwarya Jain, Alice Sharon Tigga, Bharat Sikri, Devanshri Avinash Pantawane, Dillu Paul, Ekta Raj, Gulshan Parup, Kirti Kunal Kundra, Madhu Shilpi Mins, Meghali Arora, Mokish Khan, Namisha Chandra, Prerna Jain, Radhe Mutha, Ria Segal, Rucha Jitewar, Rupal Mohita, Samiksha P. Gonge, Sana Atika Rashid, Lavanis Shivani, Shraddha Kulkarni, Shreya Agarwal, Shruti Raghuvanshi, Shweta Palve, Smriti Behel, Smriti Thukral, Shedwaikar Smriti Umesh, Sonal Agarwal, Stuti Meherotra, Sankhala Vijay Kumar Shyamsundar, and Vrinda. Ladies and gentlemen, Master of Fashion Management, please put your hands together for this, the graduating class. I shall request Dr. Sonali Saldana, Center Coordinator and Associate Professor, to kindly receive the graduating class certificates from the Honorable Minister. Congratulations to our class, our graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have two very special awards for the class of 2020. The first is the Nift Extraordinary Service Award. And this goes to Ms. Nimisha Kapil of Accessory Design. Nift Extraordinary Service Award, Nimisha Kapil of Accessory Design Department. Congratulations, Nimisha, on bagging the Nift Extraordinary Service Award. And ladies and gentlemen, the big award for the class of 2020, the Nift Student of the Year, goes to Mohit Varma, Fashion Communication. Well, Mohit is truly a communication person. We saw that when he spoke on your behalf. Give him a huge round of applause. With that, we come to the end of the awards for the class of 2020 and move directly into the awards for the class of 2021, the graduating class. We go all over again with the Department of Fashion Design. I'll request Ms. Sankalina Chaudhary, Assistant Professor and Center Coordinator Fashion Design, to kindly come on stage together with Professor Dr. Patricia Samod, Professor Dr. Kundalata Mishra, Ms. Sneha Bhatnagar, Assistant Professor, Ms. Shweta Rangnikar, Assistant Professor, Ms. Neena Lokare, Assistant Professor, and Ms. Sangeeta Das Chaudhary, Assistant Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, the Best Academic Performance Fashion Design class of 2021 goes to Javeri Hitanshi Parag. Congratulations to Hitanshi. As I invite your classmates on stage, Ayushi Garodia, Aditi Nair, Amrit Anand, Ariella Mankar, Devri Bhairavi, Bhupendra Karbade, Carolyn Elizabeth Manesh, Hiral Doshi, Ipshit Sarkar, Ishita Bampal, Apurva Jadhav, Janisha Shah, Kajol Podar, Kanupriya Yadav, Ketki Antapurkar, Anusha Mary MJ, Nandini Gatani, Nikita Das, Nishita Khanna, Purnima Suryavanshi, Priyanka Das Gupta, Ritu Kumari, Rupal Joshi, Sakshi Bhatt, Sanjana Maiti, Sarita Joshi, Sheetal Udayan, Shreya Bansal, Sonali Adhikari, Shrishti Bangar, Tanvi Singh, Vishal Lakshmi Sonavane, Sayali Adhat, Ananya Praveen, Ashleen Tuteja, Bhakti Chabra, Deveja, Hitanshi Javeri, Ishika Panda, Ishita Shrivastava, Jean Grace Jensen, Jyotsna Negi, Kanupriya Gupta, Karnika Mohata, Lakshmi Ramachandran, Neha Lathi, Nikita Pandit, Ocean Mishra, Priyal Nikam, Rajalakshmi Das, Rose Preti, Saili Nagrale, Samriddhi Sharma, Sarvotama Chakravati, Saili Shah, Shikha Suresh Kalathil, Shweta Deshmukh, Shrilya R, Sunaina Ketan, Tanya Rawat, Yamini Jaiswal, and Gayatri Bala. Okay. Have you all settled in? Okay. Congratulations to the class of 2020 Fashion Design, 2021 Fashion Design. I'll request Ms. Sankalina Chaudhary, Assistant Professor and Center Coordinator, to kindly receive the certificates on behalf of the class of 2021 from the Honorable Minister. We have 62 graduating students out here. Congratulations to the class of 2021 Fashion Design. We move on to Textile Design. I'll request Mohammad Javed, Associate Professor and Center Coordinator, to kindly come on stage with his team. Dr. Reena Agrawal, Associate Professor, Professor Dr. Kislaya Chaudhary, Mr. Sandeep Kedile, Associate Professor, Dr. Akanksha Nautiyal, Assistant Professor, Mr. Nitin Rangdal, Assistant Professor, Mr. Sayandeep Debnath, Assistant Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with the Best Academic Performance Award, Textile Design, Class of 2021. And would you believe it? We have a three-way tie. Please welcome Pankti Nilesh Patil, Raka Das, and Ritika Mondal, our three winners who have tied for the Best Academic Performance Award. Miss Raka Das. And Miss Ritika Mondal. Congratulations to Pankti, Raka, and Ritika. And please welcome the class on stage as well. Aditi Bansal, Aditi Sharma, Akanksha Dubey, Akanksha Mishra, Ankita Borghai, Devika Pramod Kembhavi, Divya Singh, Diwakar Prachi Mahindra, Dreamy Doli, Harikishan Kumar, Himanya Singh, Shrutika Jadhav, Jyoti Maurya, Nasimul Haq, Nilesh, Pankti Nilesh Patil, Pragya Yadav, Priyanka Chaudhary, Rajvi Vadhera, Raka Das, Ritika Mandal, Ria Kothari, Seher Alvi, Sanchi Gupta, Damle Sanika Ashish, Sanjana Varma, Shefali Singh, Kemkar Shilpa Sanjay, Smriti Rajput, Sri Lakshmi Sanal, Surbi Saloni, Tanvi Loke, Tejasvi Kathe, and Kompalli Vaishnavi Venkatram. Congratulations to the class of 2021 Textile Design. I'll request Mr. Mohammad Javed, Center Coordinator and Associate Professor, to kindly receive the certificates on behalf of the class. Congratulations to all our young textile designers. We move on to the Department of Fashion Communication. I'll request Ms. Sushmita Das, Center Coordinator and Associate Professor, Ms. Sushma Saitwal, Associate Professor, Mr. Vinesh Tapre, Associate Professor, Ms. Surupji Banerjee Dhasmana, Assistant Professor, to kindly come on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, for Fashion Communication class of 2021, the best academic performance comes from Radhika Garg. Please welcome our students. Congratulations to Aditi, and let's welcome our students. Aditi Dimri, Aishwarya Garge, Anusha Jain, Avinav Khandwe, Bijoita Tae, Deepshika Shitole, Diya Basu, Gargi Sherwat, Abdul Ghaya Kabir, Madhusmita Kalo, Maitri Deshmukh, Sanjay Mansi Patel, Namrata Sanyal, Pahini Agarwal, Parishmita Das, Rama Kulkarni, Ria Bhagat, Saloni Prasad, Sabia Ali, Shriya Agrawal, Siddharth Singhawane, Suryat Tapa Das, Tejal Mittal, Vidika Gupta, Arushi Garg, Ashni Bagadia, Adrish Kamal Sen, Akshita Gupta, Arga Biswas, Bhumika Dubey, Dipali, Rixon Faisal, Gaurav Singh, Kritika Sharma, Mehek Kinsavra, Meghna Sanghani, Pallavi Jain, Radhika Garg, Risha Bhosle, Rucha Bajaj, Saloni Mapsekar, Cheryl Raj Sonkar, Shrutika Chogle, Supriya Antapurkar, Tanvi Agarwal, Ustad Kharbanda, and Yukti Motwani. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2021 Fashion Communication. May I request Ms. Sushmita Das, Center Coordinator and Associate Professor, to kindly receive the certificates on behalf of the entire class. Congratulations to this class of graduates. We move on to the Department of Knitwear Design. I'll request Mr. Abhishek Bajaj, Center Coordinator and Assistant Professor, Mr. Dhanraj Survase, Associate Professor, Ms. Bhavna Dubey, Associate Professor, and Ms. Tulika Tandon, Assistant Professor, to kindly come on stage as I announce the Best Academic Performance Award for Knitwear Design. It goes to Vedika Vora. Congratulations, Vedika. And we'd like to invite the class on stage, Akanksha Gautam, Ashni Tulsian, Anisha Olive Topno, Arghya Rai, Ashna Avinash Troti, Bhairavi Shende, Shivranjani Bhandarkar, Chingbia Kyo, Durgesh Rane, Ishana Varma, Shubham Garware, Isha Gupta, Sandeep Khushi, Urja Kumbhare, Mayuri Mahajan, Muskan Krishnan, Amina Panvelwala, Prija Prasannan, Rahul Kumar, Nandini Raj, Rajni Oja, Ria Bini, Riddhi Sethia, Ria Man, Saloni Bichare, Sanika Joshi, Sanju Malik, Satyam Kumar, Saurabh Dhende, Sharman Bagde, Krishna Shivangi, Shreya Juneja, Stuti Singhania, Vani Murmu, Vedika Vikram Vora, Basta Zahara Abdali, and Lalit Mohan Naik. Let's hear it for the class of Knitwear Design, class of 2020. I'd like to invite Mr. Abhishek Bajaj, Center Coordinator and Assistant Professor, to kindly receive the certificates for the entire class from the Honorable Minister. Congratulations. We move on to accessory design, and I'll invite the faculty on stage, led by Mr. Shripati Bhatt, Center Coordinator and Assistant Professor, Mr. Kumar Sudipta, Assistant Professor, Mr. Somnath Mane, Assistant Professor, Ms. Pallavi Rani, Assistant Professor, Ms. Madhupriya, Assistant Professor, and Dr. Harish Banga, Assistant Professor. The award for the best academic performance goes to Natasha Singh Turkar. Congratulations, Natasha. And let's invite your classmates to join you on stage. Arushi Agrawal, Akanksha Motwani, Anu Kumari, Anurati Saxena, Arushi, Bhavya Mathur, Bhumika Singh, Chitali Ben Garasia, Garima Chauhan, Khyati Garg, Kirti Kumari, Abhimanyu Kumar, Saxena, Manvi Mehta, Megha Chattani, Mitul Jain, Nimisha Kapil, Pralakshmi Gangwar, Pranjal Gogoi, Prerna Bhele, Priya Varma. These are the wrong names I had. Okay, we will try and get those names. You take your photographs, we'll get the correct list. Okay, it happens, we've got 16 lists out here. Okay, so, and we will announce the names before we break. Okay, so we will announce your names loud and clear, and I'll go very slow this time to make it up to you. That list will come to me. In the meanwhile, please smile, your photographs, and I'll request Mr. Shripati Bhatt, Center Coordinator and Assistant Professor, to kindly receive the certificates on behalf of the entire class. Okay, we move on to Bachelor of Fashion Technology. I'll request Mr. Nitin U. Salve, Center Coordinator and Assistant Professor, to kindly join us on stage together with his team. Professor Dr. Jomichan Pathatil, Professor Dr. Ranjan Kumar Saha, Associate Professor Ms. Kavita Pathare, Associate Professor Ms. Aboli Naik, Assistant Professor Dr. Rashmi Thakur. Ladies and gentlemen, for fashion technology, the best academic performance award goes to Tejas Vilas Shirore. Congratulations, and I can see 30 of our young graduates keeping their fingers crossed. Do I have the right names this time or not? Okay, let's try. Abhijit Kumar. Yes? Okay, fine. This is the right list. Abhishek Kumar, Anushka More, Ashish Bhuwania, Kankam Patti Dharani, Dhruv Sahani, Gagan Singhvi, Harshraj, Kajal Nandan, Kirti Reddy, Manit Reddy, Kunal Jain, Meenal Sharma, Mridula S. Grandhi, Nilaksh Apte, Neeraj Dhaka, Nikhil Kumar, Nishant Kumar Raman, Pankhuri Srivastava, Pooja Gupta, Paushali Khan, Ravikant, Doshi Sachi Sapan, Soumya Sharma, Selina Samiksha Mins, Sheshank Anand, Shiksha Singh, Sushwalini Shadangi, Tanya Meena, Taruna, Tejas Vilas Shirore, and Vishal Kumar Sahu. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our class of 2021. I'll request Mr. Nitin U. Salve, Center Coordinator, to kindly come and receive the certificates from the Honorable Minister for the entire class. Congratulations to our Bachelor of Fashion Technology department out there. We move on to Master of Design. I'll request Mr. Nitin Kulkarni, Center Coordinator, Master of Design, and Associate Professor to kindly come on stage together with Dr. Rupa Agrawal, Professor and Head Cluster, Dr. Rashmi Gulati, Associate Professor, Ladies and gentlemen, the best academic performance, Master of Design Space. The award goes to Jaya Advani. Congratulations to Jaya, and please welcome your classmates on stage with you. Ratnaparki Aditya Deepak, Afrin Naushad, Anjali Bhati, Anuradha Rajkumari, Damini Kokardekar, Ishita Sarkar, Jatin Khanna, Jaya Advani, Jayesh Kullu, Kamalika Bhattacharji, Karti Babu S.L., Kriti Aditi, Manishika Trikha, Mona Kumari, Monia Umbre, Nakshatra Pramod, Neha, Nija Nair, Prajina Sherpa, Kharidia, Preksha Jignesh Kumar, Richa Pal, Rituparna Roy Chaudhary, Sarbani Mukherjee, Shakti Rupa Rai, Shreya Mishra, Sriji Yadav, Siddhak Sodhi, Simpi Rani Gulgat, Srinidhi Narayanan, Surabhi Swagatam De, Tanvi Kotian, Meshram Tejaswini Ulhas, Tushar Jaiswal, and Vriti Mehta. Ladies and gentlemen, the Master of Design class of 2021, I commend them to your applause. And I shall request Mr. Nitin Kulkarni, Associate Professor and Center Coordinator, to kindly receive the certificates for the entire class from our Honorable Minister. We move on to Master of Fashion Management, Dr. Sonali Saldana. Associate Professor, could you please lead your team up on stage? Dr. Sushil Raturi, Professor, Dr. Lippi Chaudhary, Associate Professor, Dr. Tanmay Khandekar, Associate Professor, Mr. Sachin Bhatnagar, Assistant Professor, Mr. Yashwant Misale, Assistant Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Master of Fashion Management, the best academic performance goes to Devika Dewan. Congratulations, Devika. As we welcome your classmates on stage, Adyasha Naik, Anisha Perumbal, Ankita Arora, Bhagyashri Deshpande, Chanchal Verma, Devika Dewan, Disha Saraf, Garima Dikshit, Gatha Dhingra, Gaurav Kumar, Harsh Shah, Janvi Baveja, Kanika Gurguntikar, Abhijit Kankaria, Khushbu, Kinjal Gupta, Komal Verma, Lavisha Verma, Lubna Hamdule, Mehak Chaudhary, Nisha Devekar, Nisha Topno, Nupur Anturkar, Radhika Raj, Rageshwari Kadage, Roshni Chadda, Meghna Salu, Bishnoy Shagun, A. Shanmugapriya, Shilpa Das, Shivam Rawal, Shubhani Malhotra, Simran Goyal, Simran Nakwana, Soni Sharan, Shrishti Karab, Sumedha Agrawal, Rachel Sumoria Bilung, Tanmay Jindal, Tanya Ann Gigi, Gigi, Vidisha Jain, and Yashika Harayan. Ladies and gentlemen, Master in Fashion Management, the class of 2021. Could we have a round of applause for them, please? As I invite Dr. Sonali Saldana, Associate Professor and Center Coordinator, to kindly receive the certificates from the Honorable Minister on behalf of the entire class. Congratulations to the class. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our big two awards for the class of 2021. The first is the Nift Extraordinary Service Award. The Nift Extraordinary Service Award for the class of 2021 goes to Natasha Narendra Singh Turkar of Accessory Design. Natasha Narendra Singh Turkar, Nift Extraordinary Service Award. She's from the Department of Accessory Design. Natasha, wherever you are, someone get a message to Natasha that she is being honored here and a winner of one of the prestigious prizes. Okay, we move on to our next award. Our next award is the big award of the year. It is the Nift Student of the Year Award for 2021. And the award goes to Devecha, Fashion Design. Okay, we've got the names of the accessory design students. The names I could not announce earlier, and I will announce them there. Ashita Jain, Ashwini Singh, Atharva Mayankar, Balmukund Sharma, Paropkari Rajendra, Bharat Kumar M, Divya Vardarajan, Janvi Patil, Kanika Agrawal, Kumud Mardi, Laudip Shivare, Mehek Mangal, Manav Bhavsar, Mihika Avinash Shah, Natasha Narendra Singh, Pranita Deshmukh, Padmasali Pranoti Dilip, Rajkumar Pawar, Reet Batla, Riddhi Mundra, Suryavanshi Ritika Suresh, Kamle Rutuja Balkrishna, Thulir SS, Sahil Kumar, Khadgi Sakshi Raju, Shreya Nath, Prajapati Shrishti Ravindran, Gokhale Tanvi Kedar, Sultim Sangmo Serdup, Vrutika Anil Tenani, Abhijit Kumar again, Anushka More, Ashish Bhuvania, Kanakapati Dharani, Dhruv Sahani, Gagan Singhi, Harsh Raj, Kajal Kumar Nandan, Keti Reddy, Manith Reddy, Kunal Jain. Finished? Okay. Meenal Sharma, Mridula S. Grandi, Nilaksh Apte, Neeraj Dhaka, Nikhil Kumar, Nishant Kumar, Pankhuri Srivastava, Pooja Gupta, Paushali Khan, Ravikant, and I think that's the end. Okay, so sorry about that mix-up, but we did try and announce your names. Okay, Natasha is here. Natasha? Ladies and gentlemen, Nift Extraordinary Service Award, Natasha Narendra Singh Turkar. Natasha from Accessory Design. Congratulations, Natasha. Ladies and gentlemen, with that we come to the end of all the awards and distribution of graduation certificates. I shall request Professor Dr. Rupa Agarwal to kindly propose a vote of thanks.
Sir, I also need to adjust. Okay. Yeah, I'm very honored to be proposing the vote of thanks, but it also means that it's the end of a very special ceremony and an occasion for all of you and all of us. On behalf of director, faculty, and staff, the entire Nift family, I would like to express gratitude to the dignitaries and special guests that have joined us today. This is a special and memorable day in the lives of all the new graduates. Honorable Minister, Shri Piyush Goyal, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. But very importantly for us, Honorable Minister of Textiles. Sir, it is a great honor to have you grace this event. And you have just given us so much food for thought, so we really try and make your vision a reality. As head cluster, the pointed ideas that you've given about students, giving ideas and upskilling and all of that will definitely take forward, sir. Shri Shantamanu, IAS, Development Commissioner, Handicraft. But again, very importantly to us, our motivating and very inspiring leader, Director General Nift. Thank you, sir, for joining us on this special day. Professor Dr. Vanna Naran, Dean Academics, Nift. Thank you, ma'am. I thank all the alumni, industry, and media professionals here today. And I convey heartfelt acknowledgement for all the parents' contribution and cooperation in the entire journey of these young men and women here. Due to present circumstances, they were not able to join us physically, though they are with us in spirit. I would also like to take a moment to express gratitude to the human spirit which prevails through the most trying times and trying times we've had in the past 2 years. The smiling, confident faces that we see here today is the testimony to this indomitable human spirit. Sincere wishes for a glorious future to all the students of Batch 2020 and 2021. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Rupa Agrawal. Ladies and gentlemen, all good things come to an end, but it ends with the tribute to our motherland. May I request all of you to kindly rise for the national anthem.
शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Students, could you please take your seats as our dignitaries take leave of us? Can we put our hands together for all our dignitaries, very especially our chief guest, Shri Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs and Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, Government of India. Someone who has really, really lit up this wonderful occasion and our convocation today. Students, please do stay seated, stay in your places.